So good morning everyone, and welcome to our class this morning. Let's just go ahead and take a nice comfortable seat, crossing the legs in some fashion that allows you to keep the spine upright and erect. And let's just take a few moments here to tune in together. You're relaxing the entire body at once. So if you feel any tension holding in your body this morning, take a nice deep breath and squeeze the body, every last muscle, and release out of the mouth. Try it with a double inhale. Squeeze, 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 and release. Again. And let go. You can close the eyes down and center the awareness now into the spine. And I want to start today by talking just a little bit about the different states of consciousness. And having awareness of your spine is the beginning of having a choice of where your consciousness rests. So behind closed eyes, with the spotlight of your attention, we're going to shine our awareness down to the very base of our spine. You might even look downward with the physical eyes. And now lift your awareness to look straight in front of you, so as if you are resting at the heart and you are sending that energy out straight in front of you. And now looking up right to the point between the two eyebrows, looking farther out from your body. We're going to do this throughout the practice so that you can feel in each of the postures the different states of consciousness. So let's look down again. Looking down with awareness down towards the lower centers in the spine is the subconscious mind. This is the mind that activates when we're sleeping or when we're moving through our day in a sort of absent or automatic way. It's very close to sleep. Let's go ahead and look from the heart straight forward. This is conscious mind. This is where we're alive to what's happening around us, actively engaged, we're present. And then we'll lift up to the point between the two eyebrows and look up, and this is super conscious activity in the mind. Super consciousness is when we're living from a place of grace flowing through our bodies, present in the moment. It's beyond the rational mind, beyond the thinking mind, the personality. It's a direct knowing state, and everyone has access to it. Let's do it again. So go ahead and just look down. Let the breath be natural. The body's relaxed. You're just watching within yourself. Can you feel the sleep-like state as you look down? Heaviness, dull-mindedness. And then as you take an inhale and you look forwards from the heart, and you feel a little more wakefulness, a brighter sense of consciousness in the body. And on another inhalation up to the spiritual eye, a greater sense of light, vitality enters the body. Let's take a few moments. We'll rest here in the super conscious state. If you need to tap on the point between the two eyebrows to help the awareness or energy stay centered up here, feel free. You can do a little rubbing. And then just rest with palms facing up. All that's happening is you're looking up with the physical eyes. The longer that you spend time here, the more of the totality of your energy becomes centered at the spiritual eye. why is this important? Because the lower that our energy is centered in the spine, the worse our perspective of this world becomes, and ourselves. The base of the spine is like you're in the forest and you're looking through the many trees and you can't see the horizon because of the deep limitations of that part of the body. When we begin to rise up the spine to the spiritual eye, you are ascending the inner mountain. When you reach its peak, we can see vast vistas of perspective in this world, of why things are as they are, of who we are in relation. It has nothing to do with your personality or the mind. This is a higher function in the body. Yogananda writes, just beneath the shadows of this life is the divine's wondrous light. The universe is a vast temple of her presence. When you meditate, you will find doors opening to her everywhere. When you have communion with her, not all the ravages of the world can take away that joy and peace. This inner communion starts as calm feeling at the spiritual eye. Let's start with an affirmation, repeating inwardly at this point: in life and death, in disease and famine, pestilence and or poverty, may I cling to thee. Help me to realize I am a mortal spirit, untouched by the changes of childhood, youth, age, and world upheavals. One more time, all the way through. In life and death, in disease, famine, pestilence, or poverty, may I ever cling to thee. Help me to realize I am a mortal spirit, untouched by the changes of childhood, youth, age, and world upheavals. This is the journey that we are all on, coming back to the spiritual eye, that we may remember ourselves as the unchanging spirit. Let's have a chant to take us deeper into that space. This is a chant that is sung when a yogi enters the Swami order. Sometimes it was for Yogananda. It's called No Birth, No Death. No birth nor death nor caste have I. No birth nor death nor caste have I. Father, mother, have I none. Father, mother, have I none. I am he, blessed spirit, I am he. I am he, blessed spirit, I am he. No mind nor intellect nor ego feelings. No mind nor intellect nor ego feelings. Sky nor earth nor metals am I. Sky nor earth nor metals am I. I am he, blessed spirit, I am he. I am he, blessed spirit, I am he. Mind nor intellect nor ego feelings. No birth nor death nor caste have I. No birth nor death nor caste have I. Father, mother, have I none. Father, mother, have I none. I am he, blessed spirit, I am he. I am he, blessed spirit, I am he. Sky nor earth nor metals am I. Sky nor earth nor metals am I. I am He, I am He, blessed Spirit, I am He. I am He, I am He, blessed Spirit, I am He. No birth nor death nor caste have I. No birth nor death nor caste have I. Father, mother, have I none. Father, mother, have I none. I am He, I am He, blessed Spirit, I am He. I am He, I am He, blessed Spirit, I am He. I am He, I am He, blessed Spirit, I am He. I am He, I am He, blessed Spirit, I am Just take a moment with our awareness centered in the heart. Lift that energy rising up through the body to the spiritual eye. Let yourself expand into a great embrace of the world around you. Mentally affirming, I am spirit, I am spirit. I am spirit, I am spirit. Slowly open the eyes when you're ready. So good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming on that journey with me this morning. It's important that we take the time before we practice the physical asanas to get ourselves in the right energetic place. And so I hope you're feeling a little more uplifted, a little more joyful. Let's come into a standing position and we'll get right to it. As for those of us joining live, it is morning time. I'll get the body moving a little bit, energized, revitalized. And let's just go ahead and we'll hold on to the hips, and you could take one of your feet and free them and start in the ankle. We're going to go right up the whole body. And then reverse the direction. Just waking up the joint. And this is a little more challenging, but lead with your knee and relax your leg and just do a little side to side here. Good for the knees, good for the hips. Definitely going to test your balance. Good. Then you could set that side down. We'll go right to the other side. Sometimes it's easier if you hold onto your opposite elbow. If you can hold onto your hips, strengthen your balance. Good. And then same thing. Nice and easy as you get started. Swooping in a little figure 8 pattern. If you have a wall or chair near you that you'd like to use, feel free. Try to keep the body loose. In order for energy to flow, we have to be relaxed. We'll set that side down. Come back to the other side, and this time circle the foot nice and low. all the energy centered in the hip. That's your focus, and then reverse the direction. Just a little stimulation of the joint and awareness of that stimulation with the intention to revitalize is a healing tool in your body. You can heal the physical body. We'll go other side. With your attention and with actively relaxing that part of the body. Good. Just freeing into the hip, getting everything nice and loose. And we'll set that side down. Let's come right onto tips of the toes. We're going to inhale and sweep hands up the body and raise the energy up above the head. Good, and then exhale, set the heels down, arms come down. A few more rounds just like that. Follow with your awareness where the hands are along the spine. Internal awareness. As you come up above the crown of the head, energy's all the way up between the palms, and then spread the space around you a little bit wider. Inhaling, pushing off of the earth, lifting through calves, knees, hips, belly, ribs, chest. Exhaling around. Good. A couple more times. A great way to strengthen the legs, to stand on the tips of the toes or ball of the foot. And then spread that energy nice and wide. One more time. Good. This time, let's go ahead and join hands in front of the heart. We'll bend the knees, double inhale to tense open the arms. Double exhale, relax completely. Deep breath. Nice smooth movement. No jerking motion, just smooth opening and releasing. Last one. Good. Let's come back to neutral. Just close the eyes. Shift right onto the ball of the foot. Heels stay light. Energy at the spiritual eye. This is Tadasana, or standing posture. I stand ready to obey thy least command, the affirmation, obeying the commands of the intuition, which is a higher faculty than the reasoning mind. I stand ready to obey thy least command, centered at the spiritual eye. I stand ready to obey thy least command. Feel the readiness, the charge through the body. When you're ready, you can gently bend the knees, open the eyes if you so please. Let's inhale and sweep down, and then up and around. Come on to tips of the toes. Good, let the arms cross, bend the knees, settle the heels. We go back down for a few rounds. So get as big as you can here. Nice, smooth movement. Crossing the arms. Make sure you cross both directions. Let the low spine start to get a little awakening. Good. We're springing off of the earth. Beautiful. The spine stays rather straight the whole time. We use the bend of the knees rather than the folding of the body. Last time we come all the way up, right on the tips of the toes, and we're settling into chair pose. So hands come into the heart, push the hips back to start. Use a nice steady, firm belly here in the position. Alternate version, if you have strong knees, you can roll up onto the balls of the foot, lift the heels, hips are under shoulders now. So first version, weights on the heels, we push back. Second version, we roll forwards, hips under shoulders, and maybe offer the arms forwards. Go down as far as you're ready to in the pose. The affirmation, my body is no burden, I am light as air. My body is no burden, I am light as air. My body is no burden, I am light as air. Affirm this reality Inhaling, we send arms up into the sky. Sip in full breath. Get really long, let the ribs separate away from the hips. Hold the breath in. Make sure you're on the ball of the foot. Exhale, slowly descend down. Close the eyes. Feel the space around you. You're swimming in an ocean of consciousness. Infinite bliss. And we'll look right into the spiritual eye in silence. Feeling the spine from the root all the way through the body up to the base of the skull. Let's gently open the eyes and we'll walk over towards the front of your mat if you're not already. Take a big step back with the right foot, maybe one, maybe two, maybe three. We're going to roll onto the ball of that foot so your heel is lifted, your back leg is nice and strong. Hips are facing forwards, a warrior one position. Sweep the arms up and above the head. Good. Let's work with our levels of consciousness. Start by looking down towards the ground. Notice the feelings in the body. Then shift the energy. Take an inhale, look straight in front of you. Feeling a little more wakeful. Final inhalation, look to the spiritual eye. Look up with the physical eyes without moving the head. Relax here. See if you can become aware of calm feeling. This is how we experience intuition. Calm feeling. All right, deep breath in. Reaching up, exhaling, we'll release the side down. Go ahead and take as many steps as you need and return back to the front of the mat. And we're going to take that right knee right up towards the chest for a moment. Give it a little hug, a little moving of the ankle. Don't worry about how far you get up. And then release that side down. Let's go right to the other side. A nice step or two back, maybe three. Roll under the ball of the foot so your hips face forwards. First things, pull the knee of the back leg up. Pull it right up into the thigh and firm and tone the leg. Then you can reach the arms up into the sky. Remember to relax in the position even as muscles are activated. Good. Same as the other side. Start by looking down and notice that feeling. Sort of sleep-like in quality, a little dull. It might be familiar, to be honest. Most of the time we are in a subconscious state if we're not actively practicing. And then look straight in front of you. And this is like the daylight experience of consciousness. Final into super consciousness, eyes at the spiritual eye. Look up with the physical eyes and calmly feel the body and its surroundings. When you're ready, final inhalation takes you expanding, arms out, exhaling, relaxing down. Let's take another inhalation and take a step, or maybe several, all the way forwards. And we'll just hug that knee right up towards the chest for a moment. Circle the ankle. Reverse. Good. And you can come into a neutral asana. Close the eyes, relax. Let the body recover. affirmation for Warrior One pose: I attune my will to the source of all power. I attune my will to the source of all power. Let's take a nice cleansing breath as we open the eyes, bending knees. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, relax the arms, separate them nice and wide. Good, we'll come into triangle pose. So you can start with right foot if you'd like, stepping back 1, maybe 2. Anyone want to do 3, feel free. Front leg is straight. This time heel is on the ground and your back foot. Toes are at a nice diagonal. And you lengthen through this front leg. You're going to flip your front palm and reach as far out as you can. Make sure this leg is active. Then go ahead and set it down. It can be helpful to flip the palm towards the inside of the leg. The other hand is going to draw across the heart up into the sky. In triangle pose, the strength comes from the spine. So use the muscles of the belly and the low spine to hold you strong. The affirmation, energy and joy descend to me, or energy and joy flood my body, joy descends to me. Energy and joy flood my body, joy descends to me. So we should be able to get at least a couple moments of smiling in the pose, since we're affirming joy. Energy and joy flood my body, joy descends to me. Try it here, see if you can center at the spiritual eye for the last few breaths. Just look up without moving your head in any way. Good, when you're ready to rise, bend the front knee, drop the top arm down. Good. Turn your toes to face the same direction off the side of your mat. Release your hands and breathe. This is a new shape with new information for us, a new impact on our consciousness. So take the time in between the poses to feel the spine again. Always repeating the affirmation, energy and joy flood my body, joy descends to me. Joy descends to me. Oh, I could stay all day in that thought. Joy descends to me. Alright, when you're ready, we're going for the other side. So you could choose, you can come back to the front of your mat if you'd like and switch your feet, or just turn around. But either way, our back heel is settled on the ground, toes at a diagonal, front toes pointed in the direction of our front leg, and we're just going to start lifting, front palm out nice and long, reach, and you'll find the point where you're ready to just drop the arm. Where it lands is where you press to open the heart and reach the other arm up into the sky. Long, deep breath. Energy and joy flood my body. Joy descends to me. This is a heart center pose. Center your awareness into your heart. Energy and joy flood my body. Joy descends to me. If there's any seriousness or callousness in your life, let the waters of joy and love begin to rehydrate the thirst-quenched heart. Energy and joy flood my body, flood my heart. Joy descends to me. This is a very invigorating pose if you haven't noticed. It can be challenging to stay here. Always smile or give a little wink. Remember that this is a practice of joy. When you're ready to rise out, bend the front knee first and drop the back arm down, turning feet onto the direction of the side of the mat. Close the eyes. There's a little energetic place at the base of your spine in the pelvic floor. If you can just engage those muscles, called Mula Bandh. Mula is root and Bandh is a lock, root lock in the body. This helps to send the energy up the spine. We'll go right to the spiritual eye. Relax and smile. Remember, we're not trying to get anywhere in our practice. Bliss and joy are our nature. We're returning to what we already are. The only way to do this is by deeper relaxation, more energy in the body. Let's go ahead and take a big forward fold. Widen the stance if you'd like. And we're just going to release the body down. The affirmation, I relax and cast aside all mental burdens. If you don't need your hands, massage your head. You can stretch the muscles of your face in this pose by squishing the eyes closed, wrinkling forehead, opening mouth wide, sticking out tongue. Try shrugging the back of the neck and the head, and then just release the head. Little shrug as you inhale, exhale, release. Keep in mind that the weight is on the ball of the foot. This will keep you ready and active. Try circling the head. Little rotations here, maybe working your way into bigger ones. Alright, if pressure's building, it's your chance to come up, but otherwise, see if you can stay for another 3, maybe even 5 breaths in the pose. And let all that wonderful awakened consciousness flow into your brain, into the higher centers of the body. Ready to rise, knees are bending. Push off your thighs and squeeze your belly. Drop the hips low and press your way up. Good, heels come in, toes are pointing out, and then we'll just heel toe back into the center. Beautiful. Squeeze the thighs right away if you feel any lightheadedness. And let's just pause here with eyes closed, but centered in super consciousness, the spiritual eye. You can mentally chant Om here. Om, 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 Om. Okay, let's do last of our standing postures and we'll start to make our way down. You're going to join your toes nice and close together if your body allows. Let's inhale and sweep arms up overhead. Good. We're leaning over to our left, so your left arm is underneath and your right palm is facing up towards the sky, and we reach up and over. Go ahead and look over past your right shoulder. Again, weight is on the balls of the feet. Always keep your heels light. Resting on the heels is a symbol of downward flowing energy in the body. We often do so when we're tired or when we're unconsciously thinking. Just think, there's no animal that rests on its heels. I'm sure somebody's going to find an animal resting on its heels now. Let's take a deep breath and reach a little higher here. The affirmation, strength and courage fill my body cells. This is certainly a time where strength and courage are much needed in our lives. Let's affirm that inwardly. Strength and courage fill my body cells. Strength and courage fill my body cells. You come to neutral on inhalation when you need to. You might stay another round if you feel deeply nourished. Let's let the arms come all the way down. I'm feeling in between here, double inhalation. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze up into the arms. Good, double exhale. How about legs and arms? Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release. How about whole body? Double inhale. Squeeze arms, legs, belly, ribs, chest, throat, face. And release. One more time. And relax. Good, a little roll of the shoulders. All right, right to the other side. Let's sweep arms up overhead. This time, right arm is underneath, left arm, and its palm is reaching up towards the sky. You can look past your left armpit here. Feel free to start by looking down. Notice what that feels like, and then lift the awareness up to looking straight forwards. Feeling an increased sense of calm, abiding feeling. Let's look right into the spiritual eye. As that little candle flame of awareness starts to set ablaze and we become deeply aware of the body and space, energy circulating, calm feeling. Strength and courage fill my body cells. Strength and courage fill my body cells. Stand tall off the balls of the feet. Whole body relaxed. Strength and courage fill my body cells. You can stay another 3 breaths. Stay here. As soon as you need to, though, you come back to neutral. Inhaling. Exhale, arms come all the way down. Because this posture is so activating for the low spine and the sides of the spine, take your feet a little wider, a little bend in your knees, and arch your back. So that means your belly and your heart come forwards, and we'll just go ahead and lean forward and take a few circles. This is a great way to flush out the low spine. Legs stay in one place, just the upper body moves, and then reverse. Good. We'll get all the energy beginning to flow again, and then we'll go side to side, squeezing into the muscles on either side of the spine. Good. And then come to neutral. Here's another one, and then we'll take a moment of silence. Take your hands, soft fist into the spine. Deep breath in. Good. Exhale, push up and in. Right, again, go a little higher on your spine. Exhale, make a little adjustment. A little bit higher if you can. And push up and into the spine. Highest. Good. And then take a moment here just to pause. As energy starts to circulate in your body, joy is like a wellspring bubbling up from beneath the surface. Let's look to the spiritual eye and enjoy whatever feelings we're given this morning. Remember to create the habit of resting on the ball of the foot and looking into the spiritual eye when we rest. See if there's a new, calm, abiding feeling throughout your body. This is the sense of intuition that we're strengthening today in our practice. When you're ready to descend, exhale, folding forward. We're going to walk our feet and our hands away from each other until we're in downward facing dog. Heels are heavy. You can march in place if you'd like. If you know any of these postures, any of these affirmations, be sure to treat them as a living experience, not sort of like an old jacket that you put on, but a living expression happening in real time. The affirmation, calmness radiates from every fiber of my being. Try closing the eyes in this posture. As you're looking to the lap, look up towards the spiritual eye. Whenever you're ready, inhale takes left foot freed up to the sky. Point the toes and reach as far as you can. Take a sweeping step in between the hands. The back knee drops down. We're lifting up into a modified lunge here. When you're ready to, you can inhale and lean forward and sweep the arms up into the sky. Good, calm, steady breath. Let's do our practice again here. Look down to the earth first. Try closing the eyes while you do it. Good, inhale, look straight forward. Another inhale, look up to the spiritual eye. Final breath in as we inhale and lift ourselves into superconscious activity in the body. Exhale, hands come down and on to the earth. We're going to lift the back knee and take a step back. Come right into child's pose. Knees tap down, toes untucked. Reach forward. The affirmation, I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. That inner haven or cave has its opening in the center of the heart. And with calm, abiding breath, feel your heart in the opening expanding in every direction. I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. Take a breath or two and feel your energy washing up the spine, right to the back side of the skull and across the brain to the spiritual eye. A few breaths like this, inhaling and feeling that wonderful cascade of new consciousness, new life. When you're ready to rise out of the position, do so gradually with an inhalation, rolling up the spine. We're going to roll on the hands and knees here and just look to the lap for cow pose, round the or cat pose, round the back. Here comes some nice deep breaths here. Balancing out some of the back bending in our warriors and our lunges. When you're ready to come through neutral, toes are tucking underneath. Let's pass through downward facing dog, pressing out of the hands. Relax your body, even as you use your muscles. Free the right foot as high up into the sky as it can go. Stepping between the hands, big step all the way forward. Left knee drops down. We'll inhale and rise up. So easiest version is hips right over the knee. If you'd like to lunge forward a bit, feel free. Sweep the arms above the head. Very important to push out of the ball of the front foot. This is a lot of your strength to support the hips. Take the practice into your own hands as you look to the spiritual eye, calm, abiding presence. Final breath finds you expanding. Exhale, arms expanding out to either side of your foot. Inhaling, drawing the back knee off the ground, slide back into a downward facing dog. Rather than allowing the mind to wander, inwardly repeating, calmness radiates from every fiber of my being. We're going to roll forwards here. You can place your right knee down if need be. We're coming into side plank. Otherwise, you can roll onto the sides of your feet and send your opposite arm to the sky. Keep the hips rather high here. The affirmation, the calm fire of my concentration burns all restlessness and all distractions. The calm fire of my concentration burns all restlessness, all distraction. Let's just go ahead and fold forward and round all the way over to the other side. So you come back through your plank and this time roll up onto the other side. Not spending too long. Calm fire, my concentration burns all restlessness and all distractions. Steeping in this consciousness, the invigorating energy that it supplies to the body. You ready to lower down? Exhalation takes you lowering down. If you can, push back through a downward facing dog. It's our last time here. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, push out and stay empty for a moment or two. Breath held out. Inhale when you need to. Knees come down. We're going to take a neutral rest, cross the legs if need be, or sit over the ankles, palms facing up. Let's look into the spiritual eye together. Especially for those of us who have very strong will, careful not to wrinkle the eyebrows or to tense the forehead when you're looking up. It's sort of a soft gaze. And these are the wonderful moments that we can really feel the benefits of our practice. The mind is calming, the energy is rising in the body. Reach a little higher with just the crown of your head. Sometimes when we're practicing looking at the spiritual eye, our chin starts to lift. Let the chin be parallel to the earth. Lift to the crown of the head, sitting nice and tall. Let's inwardly chant the sound of Om together here, rinsing away any lower vibrations from our body and our being. Inwardly chanting Om, Om, Gently open the eyes when you're ready. We're going to slide the feet out of the way and prepare to come down onto our backs. Take feet onto the earth, knees bent, and just go ahead and roll yourself back. All the way down onto the ground. Knees up in towards the chest. Head is resting on the ground. Let's come right into supportive shoulder stand, so you can plug your elbows into the ground. Watch me if you've never done it. You're sending your feet over your head, pressing out of your elbows, lifting your hips into your hands. If this seems like too much in the body, you can always just tuck hands underneath the hips and lengthen the feet to the sky. Close the eyes, careful not to look left and right in the pose, and breathe. Nice long deep breath. If you ever find yourself throughout your day on a bad path, energy, emotion, thoughts taking you down a path that's not serving your joyful life, invert, get inverted as soon as possible. Again, look to the spiritual eye here. Stay in super consciousness. This is a wildly wakeful state throughout the body. Calm feelings circulating into the cells, restoring concentration to the mind, and revealing bliss and joy within our soul. You might stay here for longer if your body allows. The easiest way to come down is knees towards the chest and just free the hands and release the hips. Some of us take feet overhead for plow pose. They don't have to touch the ground, they might just hover. Wonderful affirmation. New life, new consciousness now flood my brain. New life, new consciousness now flood my brain. Whenever you're ready to release from these final postures, if there's something else you're craving, feel free to take that posture. It could be knees waving side to side with feet resting on the ground. You might stay in a plow or some other alternate position. Starting to finish up our physical practice, let's let our bodies rest and recover by lying on the back, one leg at a time, extending, palms facing up. Before we surrender ourselves completely into inner stillness, take one final pilgrimage to the spiritual eye. The yogis call this point the shoreless lake of peace, infinitely expanding in every direction. Feel yourself in these moments with eyes closed, expanding in every direction. slowly begin to come back to the body. Having touched and drank from the inner pools of peace, feel the body revitalized, recharged with a unique sense of vitality. Feeling yourself both expansive yet single-pointed through calm concentration. Gradually allowing more and more awareness to return back to the body until you feel ready to move in any of small ways, whether it just be at first through deep conscious breath, maybe finger movements, toes, head side to side. Knees in towards the chest, rolling off to one side when you're ready. Very important to take a moment of respite here before rising. This is the very first posture all of our bodies took when we were still in the womb. And in a very real sense, we are coming out of a womb right now, of new consciousness, new life within us. When you feel that you are ready to expand and gradually rise from the earth, do so with deep breath, leaving the eyes closed. Make sure you can feel both of your sits bones anchored into the ground. Those are the two bones of each hip. Reach to the crown of the head, primarily inner gaze at the spiritual eye, and just rest the whole body. Let's use this affirmation together. The first round of affirmation with eyes still closed. We'll repeat out loud first in a wakeful voice, repeating after me as I radiate love and goodwill to others. I will open the channel for God's love to come to me. Divine love is the magnet that draws to me all good. Now a little bit quieter, more conversational voice, still eyes closed, centered at the spiritual eye, as I radiate love and goodwill to others. I open the channel for God's love to come to me. Divine love is the magnet that draws to me all good. Now this time in a whisper, taking the affirmation more inward as I radiate love and goodwill to others. I will open the channel for God's love to come to me. Divine love is the magnet that draws to me all good. Now this time, silently within, listening to the affirmation, we're planting the seed into the subconscious mind. Steady at the spiritual eye, listen to these words. As I radiate love and goodwill to others, I will open the channel for God's love to come to me. Divine love is the magnet that draws to me all good. The final repetition, all of your energy at the spiritual eye with deep concentration. Speaking these words in super conscious activity. Feel my words are yours. This one is silent. As I radiate love and goodwill to others, I will open the channel for God's love to come to me. Divine love is the magnet that draws to me all good. Just join the hands together in prayer, and we'll radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. Feel the earth uplifted by your prayers, strengthened by all the yogis around the world who are meditating in this very instant, praying for the world, that you are joining in that mission to bring light and peace to this world. Let's rub the palms together, opening to the flow of grace through you. Let the energy pour forth from your palms, from your heart. Let's sound Om 3 times. Deep breath to begin. Deep inhalation, and press the palms a little wider. Exhaling, sending that prayer out a little bit further into this beautiful and vast world. Join the hands back together in prayer. The more that we can abide in this presence of inner light, of the intuition, the more that it will transform our consciousness. Habits and ways of being that no longer serve us effortlessly fall away. They no longer resonate. In this way, let us hold the light within ourselves and see that light within all beings, no matter how they act outwardly. Let us unite together in that space, honoring that place within each other. We close by saying Namaste. Namaste. Take a few moments, if you will. Great time to just close the eyes and bathe yourself in this wonderful spiritual awareness. And open your eyes as you're ready to, as we all have our days to get into. So thank you all so much for joining this morning. I hope you feel supercharged, you feel uplifted. These are the most important practices. Keep your energy high in the body, and you'll find that stressful situations will no longer bother you in the ways that they may have before. And this is the way that we alchemically transform our inner sense of self and being, by looking into that light as often as possible and beholding it everywhere. And with that, have a beautiful, beautiful day. Namaste.